It happens to us all. Middle-aged people, young people, normal people. In fact, 1 in 3 of us will leak in the UK today. So why is nobody talking about it? I recently came across a product, a possible solution to this issue, and we are going to look at that today. Hello lovely people, welcome to my YouTube channel, Hey Spring Chicken. My name is Cordelia, and if you're a returning viewer, it's really good to have you back. And if you're new here, welcome. Today's topic, slightly different, bladder care. In particular, stress incontinence. I was recently watching a video on YouTube, and it was a clip from Dragon's Den. Dragon's Den is the US equivalent of Shark's Tank, and this particular pitch, which was very good, was talking about bladder care. She introduced it by saying that 1 in 3 of us will suffer with stress incontinence. By that I mean things like laughing, coughing, sneezing, doing a yoga class, doing any class, running, trampolining, all that sort of thing causes stress on the bladder, and 1 in 3 of us will leak. She also said that many of us need a bathroom break many times in a night, and this is affecting our sleep patterns, and no one wants to be going to the loo 4 times a night. Menopause and periods are now being spoken about. There are many adverts, many support systems out there in place, but we not so much. She wanted to change that, and it's an embarrassing subject, so much so that many of us can't even talk to our own doctor about this situation. In the UK, bladder care is not just old-fashioned, it's outdated, and it doesn't need to be. The company pitching to the Dragons was a company called Are Jude, and in fact the Dragons liked her pitch so much, 3 of them offered a deal with her. She turned them all down, and she's gone on to be quite successful. She was introducing not just her brilliant website, which has some cracking products on there. I will show you the website. She has underwear. This is good looking underwear that you will be pleased and proud to wear. But one of the things that really caught my attention with this particular pitch, as it did with the Dragons, was her take on supplements. Supplements that will help to relieve that stress incontinence. So hopefully I will be able to jump on the trampoline, laugh, and what I would really like is to sleep through the night. So with that in mind, I did a little bit of research about Jude, and I found that they don't just do the lovely underwear, they do these great bamboo all-day liners. Now, what is really good about them, and what she was talking about, was sustainability. There are lots of pads on the market. These, and I have tried them, they're compostable apparently in 100 days. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. It's just to say that these pads are pretty good and they don't get sweaty. So what I want to talk to you about is the research that I did on the supplements. 12 weeks is what she says it will take for these supplements to work. There we go. So you take 2 of these a day. I've got 180 tablets, and because it was on Dragon's Den, there's a 20% off. I will add the links below, and it will take you directly to their website, We Are Jude. So what I thought I'd do is do a little challenge. I'm going to trial these starting today for 12 weeks. We'll do the trampoline test, we'll do the humour test, we'll do an exercise class, I will do a little bit of running, and we will see. I average 2 times a night that I need a bathroom break or I need a toilet break. We will look at that. So I will come back to you in a while. I will give you an update how it's working, and hopefully in 12 weeks I will see a really positive change. It's mid-July and we're 7 weeks in to the JUDE'S supplements for bladder care, and I just wanted to give you a little update. When I started taking the supplements, I mentioned I go to the loo 2 or 3 times a night. I have all of the cough, laugh, sneeze, humour and exercise classes. I nearly always leak. So I was interested to see what, if anything, would change. Almost from the very beginning, things changed for me. And I think the reason for that is, along with my supplements came some literature from Jude. And What they're saying is going further to care for your bladder, and I read their literature before I started. And the first one is stop hovering when you pee. Okay, it says this can be tempting in an unclean public toilet, but what they're saying is don't do that because the bladder will naturally reflex and it's giving it the wrong message. So that's lesson number 1. Number 2, stop the just in case pees. We go out for a car ride, I'll do a just in case pee, and it's saying many of us have this for long journeys or when we know we won't be able to use the loo. But the habit can lead to bladder troubles. Who knew? By emptying your bladder when it's not ready, it will use muscle memory to empty at a low volume again. Embrace your inner cowgirl. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of B-roll footage for this. There is no need to be prim and proper when peeing. In fact, adopting a cowgirl stance by leaning forward with your legs apart and resting your elbows on your knees is the best peeing posture. Contract your pelvic floor muscles. Now, this is where I noticed, because I have been doing Pilates for about the last 4 months, and I did notice that I was going to the toilet less frequently. So all of this was good advice. Okay, next one, drinks make a difference. This will surprise you. What and how much you drink can make a big difference to your bladder. Now, that is obvious, but what I didn't realise were these. Tea, coffee and lattes. Okay, I kind of knew about the coffee. The old chestnut alcohol, bad for the bladder. Citrus and fruit juices, again. Now I know that's a problem because my mother suffers with this terribly. Energy drinks. The next one shocked the life out of me because I love it during the winter. Hot chocolate. Apparently not good for the bladder. And finally, fizzy drinks. The very first night that I started, I managed to go through until 3 in the morning and had 1 pee. And since I've started that, I've only been to the loo at night once per night. Here's the next thing. When I lift the dog out the car, when I bend down and put any pressure at all on my pelvic floor, there is a little leakage. I feel like I'm going to wee. I feel like it's going to happen when I lift the dog up, but it doesn't actually happen. I would find that if I'm sitting down watching a funny film every single time, I will have an accident. So that was a really good yardstick for me. I'm going to add some footage of me on the trampoline, and normally 4 jumps of a trampoline and I have to get off. As you can see by this footage, in the end I gave up after 2 minutes because nothing was happening. That's odd. So I think to give it a fair shot at it, I will go on the trampoline again with a fuller bladder just to give it a really good test. Probably from week 2, I have not had 1 leak, not 1. And that for me is unbelievable. So we will do the humour test, we will do some exercise tests, we'll give it the full test, but so far, maybe it's coincidence, maybe it's the Pilates, but all of this will level up your bladder care. I'll see you at the end of this challenge. It's the 10th of September and it has been 12 weeks since I started the Jude supplement challenge for bladder care. Everyday activities could turn into all no moments, and I found that even after pretty much week 1, I had noticed some changes, which, as I mentioned in the week 7 recap, but since then there have been quite significant changes. As an example, I would need to go to the toilet 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a night. I was noticing quite a big change. Even from week 3, I was just going once a night. And in fact, last night, I managed to go all the way till 5 o'clock in the morning, which, let me tell you, is quite phenomenal. Getting the dog out the car, lifting something off the floor, sneezing, coughing, laughing, exercising. In fact, I try to inject some humour into this because for many of us it's a taboo subject. I thought long and hard before I did this film because talking about it was a difficult thing. Now, it shouldn't be. As I mentioned, we could talk about menopause now, we talk about periods, but it's still difficult to talk about bladder leaks. I could see there are some significant changes, not just with the pumpkin seed supplements, which is Jude's main ingredient, but by looking seriously at what alters the bladder care. I mentioned previously that certain drinks aggravate the bladder, but what I didn't realise that there were certain foods, spicy foods, processed meals, in fact anything that's perhaps not nutritionally good for the body is perhaps bad for the bladder. And I have been learning this as we go, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. So over the course of the 12 weeks, I have tried several of these exercises that would previously have caused me to leak. For instance, the trampoline. There you can see me on week 8. And I am bouncing for England. I don't look very elegant, but that is real. That is no leak there. And then I tried to do the old man test. Now, let me just say to you that the old man test was a challenge on TikTok where you stand on one leg and you put on your socks and your trainers with laces without leaning on the wall and support. As you can see from this, I did it swimmingly. I have learned how to do the old man test. As I say, forgive the title, it's not really an old man test, it's a balance test. Once I was doing some further YouTube research, I came across the getting up and off the floor without using my hands. When I first started this would always cause me to have a minor oh no moments. Here I am, doing it. No accident. Now the laughing, that was the final in the oh no moments. There have never been a time where I could stand upright, sit down and laugh without having a leak problem. I honestly haven't. I am able to watch really good silly comedies now and nothing happens. It feels like a miracle, and I'm talking to you about it, which is a miracle, because previously I couldn't talk to anyone, and here I am talking to you. It's not a taboo subject anymore. I have injected a little humour into this because these are real life moments for me, and they can be embarrassing. So that's why I thought just a little bit of humour, make fun. There are products now that can help this situation, and I'm glad I found them. When I purchased these originally, there was a discount. It was a Dragon's Den discount. But since completing, I have now signed up for another 4 months, and it costs me full price this time of £76. I am not sponsored by We Are Jude, but I have been given a discount code, and I will add it down below, and that will give you 20% off of all of the Jude products, whether you like their fancy underwear, the liners, which are great by the way, or of course the supplements. I said at the beginning we would look at the positives and we would look at the negatives of the Jude supplements. I have mentioned the positives and the negatives. There are 0 negatives. A positive that I never saw coming from anywhere was that it's allowed my head to join in the conversation, to not be so embarrassed, to talk about it, to talk to you about it. So join in the conversation. Let me know what you think. What are your own moments? Do you think this will work for you? And if you have an alternative, what are you using? Just write it there. Joining in the conversation is cathartic. It's like freeing. It's starting something and writing about something that you otherwise would never normally talk about. And talking to strangers is easier than talking to a friend. And as the editor have just said, it does get rid of the taboo, because that's what we need to do. Start the conversation. So there we are. That is my 12-week review of bladder care. There were many things I wasn't expecting. I was hoping that it would change how my bladder responded. I did not expect many of those other things. It's been a really positive journey. The only downside is I started this at the beginning of summer and now we're in early to mid-September, and for us in the UK that's summer over really. So now we're moving into the winter months, but here we are. This has been an incredible journey for me. I am very pleased that I saw that YouTube clip of Jude on Dragon's Den. If you like the video, and I hope you like the video, press the like button, and while you're at it, ding that bell. When you ding that bell, it alerts you to content that we're uploading like this every single week. And subscribe, because when you subscribe, it lets the algorithm know we're doing something good, and it helps us grow. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, your weekend, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you soon. Thank you.
This is Hey Jude, 12 weeks. Oh, it's not Hey Jude, is it? It's you making me say that. I didn't complete the old man test.